This year's Promising Young Woman is something of a comedy despite its darkness, so her Oscar-nominated turn in that film put her on the shortlist for SNL hosts during this awards season. While it's still a leap to the realm of sketch comedy, Mulligan's public persona has a natural lightness to it, and she's gone along with plenty of goofy little projects, e.g., the New York-centric short she made with Vogue in 2015. Unlike a lot of dramatic actors hosting SNL, the writers gave Mulligan plenty of room to play and she made good use of it. The show even made space for musical guest Kid Cudi to get in on the comedy, and they threw in a cameo for Timothée Chalamet, too. As usual, this week's sketches are presented here ranked from best to worst. After finishing their school project, teenage Chrissy Mulligan flirts with her nerdy work partner, Josh, Kate McKinnon, on her papasan. Panicked, Josh calls his friend Jason, 80 Bryant, to talk him through the courtship and mating rituals. From the stilted, formal speech pattern to the generally awkward body language, McKinnon's subtle character work kills it here. Bryant's support work, which mirrors many of McKinnon's choices, is also essential. And specifics including a jellyfish fact and a gecko in a less-than-ideal habitat really help to sell Josh and Jason's specific sort of dorkiness. It's not a flashy sketch, but it's an excellent character portrait that makes for one of the night's best. Update's first chunk begins again with embattled Congressman Matt Gaetz, and though it's less effective than it was last week, Colin Yost doesn't linger on it. Michael Che has a nice joke about Mitch McConnell and Georgia's new voter restriction laws, and Jost's comparison of Joe Biden to Clint Eastwood feels strangely apartment. It's fine, not fantastic. Then Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen, Chris Redd and Beck Bennett, come on to discuss their Renegades podcast. Both Redd and Bennett do justice to their real-world counterparts, and while the premise of the bit is a little dull, they flesh it out well. As this is another big update, 2 small runs of jokes are matched with 2 guest appearances. Between the dick jokes and shots at Days Inn, the hosts don't have a lot of noteworthy zingers. There's a fun one about why Dav Pilkey's Captain Underpants spin-off was cancelled, but not much more. Punky Johnson comes on as Pineapple, one of the strippers in the Instagram live video that got ESPN analyst Paul Pierce fired. While it's great to see Johnson get some time in the spotlight, and a nice impulse to humanize these twerking class ladies, the bit relies more on stripper cliches than it does character. In contrast, the final guest is Bowen Yang, as the iceberg that sank the Titanic. Catty, defensive, and emo, Yang gives a pitch-perfect version of a celebrity on an apology tour, deflecting questions about their questionable behavior to the end.